Good evening, good Shabbos. It is such a joy to be welcoming Shabbat and welcoming this new year with our beloved Lucy Greenbaum. Thank you so much for joining us. And we are going to invite Cindy and Jeff Kleiman to please join us and lead us in lighting the Shabbat candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Good evening, good Shabbos. So nice to welcome everyone to our Kabbalat Shabbat this evening. I do want to mention that we appreciate your forbearance with our virtual only service this evening. An important part of our goal was our beloved, hardworking staff, Jorge and Sal, and we really wanted them to be able to have this special night off to be at home with their family and with their loved ones. And so thank you for joining us here on our live stream. And our service is going to continue in the Sidurim on page 1, singing together Yedid Nefesh.
Yedid nefesh av harachaman, av harachaman. Meshoch avdecha el retzonecha, el retzonecha. Yarutz avdecha kemo haya ishtachave mul adarecha. Yedid nefesh av harachaman, av harachaman. Meshoch avdecha el retzonecha, el retzonecha. Page 6, Zamru Ladonai. Zamru Ladonai bechinor, bechinor v'kol zimra, bechatzotzro v'kol shofar. Hari lifnei hamelech Adonai. Yiram hayamulo, tevel veyoshveva. page 10, we find Lecha Dodi. This is one of my favorite melodies and settings by Rabbi Josh Warshawski. If you haven't heard it, I think you'll be able to pick up on the chorus by the time we're finished. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamur v'zachor b'diborecha ishmi'anu el ha'miuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor habracha. Merosh mikedem nesucha sofa aseh b'machshava techila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzei mitoch hafecha. Rav lach shevet be'emek habracha vehu yachamot alayich nitla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki ba'orech kumi ori. Uri, uri, shir daberi kevod Adonai alayich nikra. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. If you're able, please rise and greet the bride at the entrance to your prayer space. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha uv'tzola. Toch emunei am segula boi kala, boi kala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Tzadik Katamar can be found on page 14. continue now with Chatzi Kaddish, which is found on page 15. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabba B'rach yirtevim lich malchutei B'chayechon uv'yom echon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael Bagala bagala uv'izman kariv ve'imeru
Amen.
Yeshmei Rabba mevorach le'alam u'lalmei almaya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmer kudesha brichu Be'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'am nikiram ve'alma ve'imeru.
Amen.
We continue now on page 16 with Baruch Hu. Page 17, Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, אותנו לימדת אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת כי הם חיים באהבתך Shema is found on page 18. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'odecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'ham b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam Al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Leman tiskeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. Michamocha can be found on page 21, and because it's New Year's Eve, I figured I would bring Cantor Woolman's arrangement of Michamocha for the secular New Year back in for this year. So this is to the tune of Old Lang Syne and What Are You Doing New Year's Eve? Michamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Norati lot osef elei Norati lot osef elei Malchutecha ra'u vanecha Bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam Ze'vianu ve'amru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Hashkivenu is found on the same page, 21. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom Next, we turn to page 23 for Vishamru. Continue now in a silent Amidah, and we will meet back up on page 32.
Peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down.
So we're entering a new year here, and there is a practice of making resolutions. As we know from the Kol Nidre service, in our tradition, we're really advised against making vows because, it's not always so easy to keep our vows, to keep our resolutions. But I did want to share a few ideas that I gleaned from Rabbi Simon Jacobson this year, let's not call them vows. Let's not call them resolutions. Let's call them something that maybe we can think about in this moment. And the first and foremost thing that Rabbi Jacobson mentions is, how about we be kind to our family? Some of the hardest people to be kind to are our own family members, yet it may be the most important idea that we commit ourselves to this year, to look with kindness on our own family members. Rabbi Jacobson suggests that we look within and think about one aspect of ourselves that we might like to refine in the year ahead. What is one way that we might like to be better, instead of just saying, well, that's who I am? Maybe we can change who we are. I know a lot of people in these last few days of the year have been thinking about tzedakah, from a tax perspective. I need to figure out who I want to support so that I can gain a tax benefit. But as we enter the coming year, let's think about the causes that are important to us, the institutions that are near and dear to our heart, and commit ourselves to maybe support them, not only at the end of the year, but as the new year begins. One thing that I think is really important is to stop for a moment before we eat. When we talk about praying, connecting to God, enhancing the spirituality in our own lives, what more important way to do that than just to take that brief moment to say a blessing before we eat? The most important prayer in our service, we all just chanted it together, is Shema. Listening is fundamental. Can we open our hearts this year to listen more to those for whom that would be so meaningful, to know that we are really there with them? And finally, it's been such a hard year. It's been such a hard 2 years. Can we find ways to laugh more in the year ahead? Let's see if we can make laughter a priority in this year of 2022 that we enter here together right now this evening.
Amen. Can you hear that song?
Thank you so much, Lucy. It is such a pleasure and a joy to have you with us. If there is one overriding theme in this week's Torah portion, it is stubbornness. The Israelites are stubborn, not wanting to hear Moses' call to freedom. And Pharaoh is the exemplar of stubbornness, hard-hearted, closed-minded, inflexible, stubborn. Just about any word that you can apply to the notion of not giving an inch is applied to Pharaoh in Parshat Va'era. One humorist expressed it thus: "I'm not stubborn, my way is better." Or said more eloquently, stubbornness is determination stripped of wisdom. Pharaoh is so stubborn that he doesn't have the wisdom to understand when his cause is lost to the ruination of the Egyptian people. Is it really okay to be open to a perspective that is different from our own? Well, actually, it is. Changing our mind is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of wisdom. An unwillingness to be open to other points of view can destroy precious relationships and divide communities. There is an important sense of humility in acknowledging the possibility of error. As Rabbi Harold Kushner wisely teaches us, the four holiest words in the English language are, "I may be wrong." Pharaoh saw himself as a god, and look where it led him. We use the term stiff-necked in English and in Hebrew to describe those who are only able to see what's in front of them with no ability to look around. When our neck is stiff, we see only straight ahead. We can only see our own point of view. Almost always, there are people who know more than we do. Pharaoh ignores the words of his advisors. He ignores the cries of his people. Whatever a wise person might do, he does the opposite. He is the poster person for what not to do. I want to invite you to join me in a meditation from our Musar class. Take a moment to think about where your neck is located and the function it plays in your life. Close your eyes and visualize all the traffic that passes through your neck: air, food, nerve pathways and life-sustaining fluids, blood and lymph. They all pass through this narrow region of the body. Notice each passageway and its crucial function. Feel air coming in through the head and then passing to the chest through the neck. Swallow and notice how substance that begins its journey in the mouth reaches the stomach through the neck. Be aware of the feeling in your hands and toes and know that you are only sensitive to the extremities of your body because nerve messages from those distant places reach your brain through the neck. Notice that you are able to think and reflect, that the brain can only do its thinking function when it is fed by blood that is purified in the lungs and then pumped to the head through the neck. To perform all of these life-sustaining and necessary functions in such a narrow passage, the structures of your neck must be packed very close together. See in your mind's eye how all the tubes and vessels are lined up in such close order. In order to function at their best, the neck needs to be flexible with an absolute minimum of tension. And in fact, the neck is one of the most flexible parts of the body. Reflect on how many directions your neck can move in. And then consider what it means to be stiff-necked, which is the same as stubborn. All the muscles in the neck are constricted. When the neck is constricted, all the flows within it are constricted too. The stomach doesn't get its food. The lungs don't draw air effortlessly. The brain is deprived of blood. The transmission of nerve messages is interrupted. And so on. The place of flow becomes a place of blockage. Reflect too that a stiff neck is not capable of its full movement, and so restricts your ability to see. When you can't see all around, your knowledge of what is true and what is available to you will be unnecessarily limited. As such, stubbornness hides the truth from the eyes, as a stiff neck makes it impossible to see in any direction except straight ahead. Reflect then on how stubbornness reduces your awareness of what is true, just like a stiff neck reduces your ability to see in more directions than one. That in turn reduces the number of options you have in how to act. And that in turn reduces your free will. Therefore, loosening up your neck gives you the ability to see more of what is around you. Look left and look right. Look up and look down. Now you are much more in contact with truth than you are when you can only stare straight in front of you. Now you know what really lies around you, and you can see that you have so many more choices available to you. Your free will is increased, and with that, you have become a freer human being, more guided by truth. May this new year bring us open hearts, open perspectives, and flexible necks. May we learn from Pharaoh's example the negative consequences of stubbornness and the unwillingness to consider other points of view. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi. A year ago, we were in a different place, but not too different from where we are right now, honestly. And a bunch of my friends and I decided that what we needed to do to enter the new year was bring some light, cling to the light, and for us that is music. So we did a cover of Old Lang Syne with English interpreted words by a band called Yam House, and we even wrote our own verse. So this is my New Year's blessing for all of us.
I'd like to think that peace will come and darkness will subside. We'll make it through another year. I'm clinging to the light. Let all the chaos be forgot. To my loved ones I'll hold tight. I hope that generosity is my favorite state of mind. I'm clinging to the light, my dear. I'm clinging to the light. Pass me a cup of kindness, yeah. I'll drink it down tonight. If looking at another year, you're filled with dread and fright, remember that you're not alone. I'm clinging to the light. I'm clinging to the light, my dear. I'm clinging to the light. Pass me a cup of kindness, yeah. I'll drink it down tonight. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear. For Auld Lang Syne, a new day dawns, a page has turned. What a gift to be alive. What a gift to be alive.
That was so beautiful, so touching, so inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And it's a beautiful connection to the Misha Berach prayer. We're clinging to the light for our friends and loved ones who are in need of prayers for healing, and hoping and praying that more and more light will come to them from a sense of healing, from the caring of their physicians, from the support of their loved ones. We know that there are folks right now who are hurting, and if you have prayers for those individuals, we invite you to share them in the chat as we join together in the Misha Berach prayer.
Before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
We turn now to the Aleinu, and this English adaptation written by Cantor Ellen Dreskin and Dan Nichols really inspires me, and I hope that it lights a fire in you for the new year.
It's up to us to call ourselves to task, to sing what's good and true, to bring about redemption. It's what we were free to do. For what's the point of being here if we're not moved to change our ways? Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. We are carrying the stories of the ones who came before. What stories will be told of us when we are here no more? We commit ourselves to action. It brings meaning to our days. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. It's up to us to own the vision. We are an answer to a call. It's up to us to live the words we speak for the benefit of all. It's up to us to bow down deeply. There's a broken world to raise. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. V'nemar haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
What a beautiful call to action for this new year as it begins, that it is time to live our praise. And as we turn to the Mourner's Kaddish, we're remembering this week someone who really did live his praise. This week we lost Desmond Tutu, who used his pulpit and his amazing gift of speech to help bring down apartheid in South Africa. And then he became the leading advocate for peaceful reconciliation under the Black majority rule. And he died on Sunday of this week in Cape Town. I wanted to share just a few of his very, very inspiring words. The first was his call to action to end oppression and injustice. And he said, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. If an elephant has its foot on the tail of a mouse and you say that you are neutral, the mouse will not appreciate your neutrality. He won the Nobel Peace Prize for his courage and leadership in 1984, and yet he managed to not be filled with hate. He says, God's dream is that you and I and all of us will realize that we are family, that we are made for togetherness, for goodness, and for compassion. And finally, he offers us timeless encouragement to never stop believing. Reverend Desmond Tutu said, hope is being able to see that there is light despite all of the darkness. Zecher Tzadik Livracha, the memory of the righteous, is for blessing. We call to mind and offer our prayers for strength and compassion and healing to those who are mourning in our own community. We remember the losses of Phyllis Tunis, Barry Reifman, Alex Kaplan, David Hollander, and Arlene Burgess. If you have other friends and loved ones for whom you are saying Kaddish, please share their names with us now as we rise and join together in the Kaddish Yatom. We're on page 40. Yitgadal, Yitgadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'alma Divra Chirute, V'amlich Machute, V'chayechon, Uv'yomechon, Uv'chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala Uv'izman Koriv Yemru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach La'olam Ola'ome Omaya. Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitalev V'yitalal Shemei Dekudesha Brichu La'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechamata Da'amiran B'yalma V'yemru Amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabba Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu B'al Kol Yisrael V'yemru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. It's our pleasure to invite Cindy and Jeff Kleiman to join us once again for the Kiddush on page 41.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kadsho, v'yachava u'ratzon, inhilanu, Zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom tehila lemikra kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu b'charta, yotanu kidasha, Mikol Hamim, V'Shabbat Kadsha, V'Yachava Uvratzon, Inhaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
L'chaim, and Happy New Year, everyone.
Shana Tova. Good year to everyone.
For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, a new day dawns, a page has turned. What a gift to be alive! What a gift to be alive! Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. So great to see you, Lucy.
You too, Rabbi.
Take good care.